I've had quite a few people send me this video, and I'll be honest with you, when I first saw it, I was hesitant to talk about it simply because it feels like adding more rage to a world that frankly I think needs less rage. But as I was searching for coverage of this exchange between Trump's attorney Michael van der Veen and Lana Zak, who is a CBSN host, CBSN is CBS News's streaming service, it became clear that this is an example of something we've talked about on this channel before, which is depending on our worldview and depending on the angle of the news outlet that often aligns with our worldviews, we're going to walk away from this exchange with potentially very different ideas about what happened. And so that's why I figured, you know what, maybe we can talk about this and actually bring down the temperature a little bit just to see how, if we looked at it through the eyes of somebody else or even a different news outlet, we can at least see, even if we disagree, why sometimes we walk away from the news feeling like we're just ready to just go out and, go out with our, sharks versus jets, we're just ready to go get them. See. For instance, this is my quick Google search, Trump attorney van der Veen, CBSN Zak. Forbes, Trump defense attorney derails live CBS News interview. You are bloodthirsty for ratings. Business Insider, Trump lawyer Michael van der Veen has bloodthirsty media rant. Fox News, Trump's impeachment attorney goes viral after exchange with CBS reporter. Yahoo News, this is them just ripping what CBS had, covering it themselves. This is from CBS News. Trump attorney rips off Mike after questioning from CBSN anchor. And if, say, you go to Twitter, you see Jack Posobiec, if I'm saying his name right. He writes, MVDV, that's Michael van der Veen, just destroyed the entire media in this clip. Absolute must watch. Interestingly, I'd also just been reading something by independent journalist Matt Taibbi about how often now when we're consuming news, it's like watching the Super Bowl and we're rooting for a team. And so we walk away from these events very charged with tribalism and not necessarily with the greatest understanding of what's going on. And even though this is not even a particularly complex issue, even this, people are walking away with very different perspectives of it. So I'm just going to show you what I think happened here, and then you guys can decide for yourselves. But I do think that both of the extremes, that he just totally lost it and didn't say anything that made any sense. If you're somebody who thinks that he was just nuts and went off, I think that's incorrect, because he did say some things that actually are true. And frankly, I think people that don't like the Trump side would agree with if he had been talking about it from a different angle. I also think the people that just said he destroyed the media and that she prompted this with her biased questioning, I think that's also incorrect. So let's just take a quick look at the first clip.
Prosecutors in this case doctored evidence. They did not investigate this case, and when they had to come to the court of the Senate to put their case on, because they hadn't done any investigation, they doctored evidence.
Let's follow up with a point that you're making right now about the House managers, as you say, doctoring evidence.
So this is where it starts to unravel, because you hear van der Veen talking about doctoring evidence, and then Zak starts to say, okay, just to be clear, she wants to clarify something. Let's keep watching.
Let's follow up with a point that you're making right now about the House managers, as you say, doctoring evidence, and the argument.
They didn't deny it.
For our viewers,
they didn't deny it. I put it in front of them 3 times. To be clear for our viewers,
what you're talking about now is a check mark. That's a verification on Twitter that did not exist on that particular tweet. A 2020 that should have actually read 2021, and the selective editing, you say, of the tapes. Is that how? Is that the doctored evidence of what you're speaking?
That's not enough for you?
Okay. She had gone through the list of what she thought he was talking about when he mentioned doctored evidence, and then he assumed what she was saying was, that's all. But that's not what she said. She was just trying to clarify. I know that may not be what some of you all agree with, but I literally never heard her here say anything like, that's it, or that's all you got. I just heard her say, for our viewers, this is what you're talking about, right? And then he just goes, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's keep watching.
That's not enough for you?
Wait.
No,
Sir,
no.
I'm not a juror in this trial. What I'm trying to be clear for our viewers is what you're referring to, because not everybody has been following.
It's not okay
not everybody,
to doctor
sir,
a little bit of evidence.
Respectfully. I have not said it is okay.
Ma'am, your question is
I want to be clear for our viewers.
Listen.
She's just saying, okay, yeah, but I'm just trying to clarify because I'm not a juror. What she meant, I believe, is I wasn't a juror. Maybe our viewers don't know what you're talking about. Not everybody has been glued to the TV set for the last couple of days. So I just want to make sure that I understand what you're talking about. And then this is what happens next.
I want to be clear for our viewers about what exactly you're saying when you say doctored evidence.
The media has to start telling the right story in this country. The media is trying to divide this country.
I think that's a fair point. I just don't think that she was in that moment trying to do it.
You are bloodthirsty for ratings, and as such, you're asking questions now that are already set up with a fact pattern.
Okay, so he makes the bloodthirsty for ratings comment, which you saw in some of the headlines that I showed you. So that's what other news organizations picked up on in their headlines to continue escalating this story. And he's not wrong, to use my favorite millennial Gen Z phrase. He's not wrong that ratings are a huge driving factor for news coverage.
And the media should be looking at a square, straight way. The straight way. When I watch the news, I watch one station and it's raining. I watch another station at the same time and it's sunny. Your coverage is so slanted, it's got to stop.
Again, a fair point about one outlet, it's raining, another outlet, it's sunny. This is not breaking news to anybody. We know this is happening.
You guys have to stop and start reporting more like PBS does rather than a TV news show that doesn't have any journalistic integrity at all.
Hey, shout out to PBS there. I don't know if they want to be associated with this clip, but they're certainly not right-leaning as a news outlet. So it's not like he's sitting here saying, you know, you should be more like Fox News Channel. No, he didn't say that. He said PBS.
What I'm telling you is that they doctored evidence. And I believe your question says, well, it's only a Twitter check and changing a year of a date here.
Again, that's not what she said. She didn't say it's only this. She was saying, just to be clear for our viewers, is this what you're talking about? I swear I could have been in her seat and asked that same question. And I honestly would have been trying to understand what he's talking about to make sure that the people who haven't been glued to the TV for the last couple of days understand.
I'm tired of the biased media on both sides, left and right. What this country wants, what this country needs, is this country to come together, to take the left and the right and find a middle ground.
Again, he makes fair points about the role of mainstream corporate news in the way that we even talk to our grandma or our brother, and the divergent realities that we're discussing over the dinner table because of the kind of news that we're consuming. So let's hear what she has to say when she comes back to him.
I will remind you that what I said was that for our viewers who have not been following all of the hours of this trial, to be clear about what you are speaking about.
So she comes back in and she says, I was just trying to clarify for our viewers. And then he goes, yeah, we heard what you said. We heard what you said. And it kind of reminds me of a marital spat, if you will, where, okay, say I look at my husband, who, by the way, I have an absolutely perfect marriage. We never get into any arguments, but just for the sake of this video, let's just say I look at my husband and I go, I always do the dishes. I always do the dishes. I'm the only one that does the dishes. And he says, yeah, but I always take the trash to the dump. Okay. I take the trash to the dump. Well, that doesn't mean I don't always do the dishes, right? I could still always do the dishes. I'm not trying to discount the fact that you take the trash to the dump. But oftentimes when people argue, they just like, yeah, but what are you trying to say? That my thing isn't right? Are you trying to say my thing isn't right? And unfortunately, it's a missed opportunity to hear like, hey, you know what? what she's saying is actually right, okay? I believe what she's saying is she was just trying to clarify for her viewers. And what you're saying about the media and the tribalism and the different realities depending on the outlet, that's also right. You guys don't have to necessarily discount each other. You're not in a mutually exclusive world. But I do think that when the coverage comes of then this particular exchange, it does oftentimes end up in one of those two realities. You either do the dishes all the time or you take the garbage out all the time. And I've shown that in previous videos about how the adjectives chosen, the verbs chosen are written in certain ways to signal to the audience that like we're confirming what you already wanted to know about this, whether that is look at this guy destroy the media or it is look at this calm, patient news host dealing with another Trumper who just can't handle the fact that journalists are just trying to do their job. Do you see what I'm saying? So let's just see the end of this where he takes off his mic.
A slanted question that was set up to say it's okay for them to cheat. That was your question. Isn't it okay for them to cheat?
I didn't say that.
It's just a little bit. You said, to be fair, it was only a check on the Twitter. That's what you said. You got to live by your words. That's the problem. The media has to start living by the truth and not try to create a narrative.
Michael Van Der Veen.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us. I do appreciate.
Yep.
Okay. I see you taking off your microphone now.
I do think this is an example of even when something's presented to you in real time with no commentary, like if you just watch that, depending on what you think, if you're really amped up one way or the other, you will walk away from that with a different perspective. So just to say, like, if we can tone it down ourselves, not to say that there isn't an importance of being discerning about the truth, right? And being firm on that. I've never said that you just live in this wishy-washy world of funhouse mirrors or anything. Just to say that to approach these things logically and to take responsibility ourselves when we're watching this stuff, not just always approaching life or the news like whack-a-mole, if you get what I mean. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Love to hear what you think in the comment section. Definitely don't forget to share, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. And if you liked it, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. Because again, the point of this video is let's just have an honest conversation where we're not just fueling one side or the other. Again, I hope you all are doing well, and I will see you next time.